Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Life is Strange. So, in what could possibly be a suicide attempt, Chloe has sent Max upstairs to get a morphine injector. It seems a little odd that if it was drugs that were actually needed to be distributed and given, that the parents who are in the house, at least the father is, wouldn't do it. This room is dark and there's no light switch. Interesting choice considering we've seen this room lit before. There's a light switch. Let's turn it on. Nothing's really changed too much.
Nothing here.
There's pills just like everywhere. And see, I don't actually want to search all of this yet.
How's it going, Time Tripper? It's funny. I think I look older.
The thing here is that Max didn't intentionally go back in time to save her Chloe's father. And if she had, then she should have had more information about Maxine and
so nice to have you around.
not Maxine, but Rachel Amber and Kate. And we don't have that information.
They have no idea what's in their future.
Now, I'm not particularly opposed to assisted suicide, so if Chloe was just trying to kill herself, like, on a moral perspective for the real world, I would be like, fine,
That is
whatever.
such a sweet shot of Chloe.
She's probably...
I wonder who took the picture.
I could probably argue that maybe she should think things through a little bit longer or be given a wait period.
William is trying so hard.
Just...
He's still awesome.
You might also
It's good for
interpret the
Chloe to stay in touch
fact
with her friends.
that she's being that she's kind of happy right now. A lot of suicidal people are very happy right before they try to kill themselves, so that's something people often don't recognize.
Oh, no. I didn't realize how bad Chloe's injury really was.
Alright, so here's more evidence showing signs of rapid weakening. Accounts for a recent anemia and loss of breath. As a doctor, I'm committed to your well-being. Respiration is... So it is very possible that just waiting it out, she was going to die anyways, which also certainly puts a justification for suicide. However, we don't really have to consider any of that because this is a video game and I need her alive for the story. You can pretty much guarantee that the writers are not going to have her just disappear as a character. That'd be pointless.
Joyce is already a supermom.
Dr. Bill. I think they were referencing Dr. Phil and then
Joyce used to hate smokers in the diner.
now she's smoking.
Good morning, Max. Oh, you and Chloe are so much quieter now than when you were kids.
I remember. It's nice waking up in your house again.
Oh, William and I love it. Finally seeing you and Chloe together after all these years. After the accident.
So Joyce sounds a little bit more tired, maybe not quite as happy, but she was also very frustrated with Chloe in the other timeline, so she probably wasn't very happy either way, and she seems to be in a better position with her job. Let's ask about her.
How are you doing, Joyce?
I'm doing the best I can, Max. I won't lie, it's difficult, but nobody said life was easy here in Arcadia Bay.
Let's see. Do you know David Madsen? That's a good question.
Do you know somebody named David Madsen? He, might hang out at the Two Wells.
Well, that was random. Yeah, he's a bus driver. He comes in sometimes. Cute, quiet. Why?
Oh, I was just curious.
You always were. Nice to see that everything doesn't change.
So, let's ask about her job.
Plus, you guys have to work too.
Bill and I have no time for ourselves. We're working more than we're living. I even had to take a part-time gig at Pan Estates. Ugh.
Do you know the Prescotts?
I know that Sean Prescott won't be happy until he owns everything in Arcadia Bay. Stay away from his son, Nathan.
Interesting. So she knows something about Nathan still. Nathan seems to be probably still dangerous. So she's working at the diner and Pan Estates. So she's not really better off financially.
So, what do you think is going on here with all of this eco-havoc?
Maybe Arcadia Bay just wants to be left alone. I know the feeling. Honestly, I don't give a shit about too much outside our house.
I don't blame you, Joyce.
Except now we have dead birds and beach whales outside our front door. So maybe I should care, for Chloe's sake.
Take a note next time the camera looks at Max. She's wearing different clothes than what she's been wearing for the rest of the game.
I have to tell
They don't
you
look as animated
how much
as
I love
well.
seeing you and William together again.
He's been such a hero through all this. Chloe and I, lucky to have him.
Is William the same or Chloe and William? Let's ask Chloe and William. See, I get the feeling that even if Chloe does die by the end of this scene, by the time I leave this house, I'm still giving her 5 good years with her father. And her father is still alive. Versus the other timeline where Chloe has 5 bad years and her father's dead. So I still would say it's a net sum victory. And I still don't want to undo it, but the game's going to make me.
Yeah, those two are closer now more than ever. Chloe will actually listen to William while she usually ignores me. Oh, it's so cute when they gang up on poor old me.
You rule, Joyce.
Shit, things would be different if I did. I like how you think, kid.
I wish I was a better friend. I know Chloe doesn't get many visitors.
Oh, Max, you're Chloe's best friend for a reason. You're here exactly when she needs you.
Chloe needs help.
Who helps Chloe out when you guys are at work?
We have a series of revolving nurses and caretakers. Chloe still causes trouble, even if she can't move. Max, Chloe's condition is not improving. Her respiratory system is very weak, and she... Do you know what I'm saying?
Joyce. I'm so sorry you have to go through all this.
Bad or good, I embrace every moment with my daughter and my husband. This is what it means to be a family, and we'll always be one, no matter what.
I better get back to Chloe now. It's good talking with you, Joyce.
You too, honey.
So, medical debt is a weird thing in the United States. It's a terrible thing, undoubtedly. But depending on what state you're in, you can, if they're just getting credit cards debt, they can go bankrupt after Chloe does pass and get out of that debt easily enough. Or if they're getting credit directly from medical service providers, they can go bankrupt and never really have to pay that. The mortgage on the house may still very much hurt William and Joyce, but you can go bankrupt and still not lose your house in most states, as long as it's your first house. So if Chloe is about to die, which is what I'm getting here, they're gonna kind of, it will certainly suck, but they're gonna kind of pull out of the debt.
Joyce and William can't get any help from the Prescott Foundation.
Hmm. Let's see. Aunt Dorothy, I'm underwater on my own medical bills. Please give Chloe a hug and my best wishes. So we're getting this new character called Aunt Dorothy. And what's with the crutches here? This doesn't make sense.
They bought crutches for Chloe, hoping she might walk again.
Like, why? Clearly the doctor should have told him with that form of damage, it's unlikely that she would have ever walked without maybe some more technology. There is...
Boys, I kind of want to open this and see what's in here.
But I can't, apparently. Yes, there is a certain argument that you could stay alive long enough and you would eventually maybe find a treatment to solve this, but she's too far gone. She's not going to live long enough for that next miracle discovery.
A blue butterfly? I'm sure this is a total coincidence.
There's a lot of evidence in this game that implies all of this is just a hallucination of Max's, and she's dreaming us up.
To hide from step douche. I guess we stopped growing up together.
Chloe. Max is not here. Our names have been painted over. I don't even see Max at all.
I never heard much about William's brother.
See, so we have an aunt and a uncle. Let's see, Aaron. Little bits of information that probably aren't going to play any part in the game.
Shoes. Chloe always did love stomping around in her boots.
See, I'm still trying to just find the photographs here. And see, I don't know if we're really going to run into these people in this different timeline. It seems possible we're just going to undo everything. Particularly because of this first photo hint. It has Chloe's bullet necklace from the other timeline as the very first photo you can get, which kind of implies to me this is all going to end pretty quick here. Not that quick though. We're already close to an hour.
I feel so guilty for putting Chloe and her family through this. I could give Chloe the choice of keeping William alive, but that would be cruel. But then I see that they're a family again. Who am I to judge?
Having played a lot of games where you've made a lot of decisions, and frankly just made a lot of decisions in my own personal life, I'm not really regretting this one. This whole game, it's been hard to relate to an 18-year-old girl, but I just run the numbers. That's what I do. 5 good years versus 5 bad years. 5 years with your father alive and being paralyzed versus 5 years of being emotionally paralyzed with your father dead. Yeah, that was a waste of probably a couple $100 to buy crutches for her. But maybe not so much a waste if it kept her motivated. Now, Max has once again failed to ask the basic thing she should have asked, which is, does Chloe really need this morphine injector? Should you inject it? Should I inject it? Can I inject it?
The bathroom looks almost the same. Just more medicine.
Like, if all of these drugs are upstairs, there's either a fear of
Here it is.
theft.
I never thought I'd be delivering morphine to my best friend.
Let's see, we can open it again. And
The bathroom looks almost the same. Just more medicine.
but if they built a bathroom downstairs for her,
Nothing here.
like, why would any of the drugs be up here other than to
It's
keep
cool
them
that
away?
Chloe uses natural medicine too.
Most scientists would argue there's no such thing as natural medicine. There's either medicine that works or there's things that haven't been proven to work. But I'll leave that argument for another day. Things that work, whether they are naturally derived or synthetically made in a lab, are just called medicine. So we're back downstairs. And I feel like the game is intentionally blocking us from having this conversation with the parents. Like, if we speak to one.
Definitely have to take a third job.
Yep, we can't talk about the drugs. There's nothing over here. So we open this and we'll see what happens. I guess we've looked at everything here.
Does Chloe look at the garden and think about her childhood? She can't even feel the grass now.
Now, if this isn't actually going to kill her, and I'm just being paranoid.
Wowzer. Chloe was a straight A student. She could have gone to any college.
Wow. Smart, too. And there's double drawers here, proving the system's still not that
Despite
great.
everything, they're still a happy family again. It's cool that in this reality, Chloe really loves skating, too.
See, I would take this photo for evidence to show Chloe in the other timeline, at the very least.
I'm so glad we had our movie night, even if you crashed on me. That's why they call it a sleepover.
We can
Chloe
use the
is still
computer.
a punk at heart. That's so cool that Chloe has made friends online.
There's some weirdness here that, like, as soon as you load the web page that you can't really even read, she comments. The way the comment is written is a little odd. Like, I would have preferred something along the lines of, this is a web page support group for this. More of a description sentence or two. So I can give her morphine directly.
That must be her mighty morphine machine.
So even
No
Max
bombs
as the
for her.
character thinks she's on a drip feed of morphine. It's probably not. It's probably saline. Morphine machines.
Sleep over with you after all these years.
Yeah, but it still feels the same.
If she was on morphine in the hospital, because it would be a machine that is locked, that has a button that she can push whenever she wants more of it. And the button literally is connected to a motor that pushes a syringe down and injects morphine. However, the machine also is very much programmed and locked so that a doctor would have to limit the amount she could take at one time so she couldn't become addicted to it or get high on it. Now, a lot of people will make the mistake that if they are prescribed a heavy drug like morphine in the hospital, they're afraid that they're going to get addicted to it, which is not really a fear as long as your doctors are good, because that's what the whole machine is there for. It's literally a doctor saying, right now you need to take this much, I won't let you take more, you're not going to OD on it, you're not going to get addicted to it. But I'm not saying any of this. This looks like I might just...
Chaos theory. I fucked everything up.
I might just be injecting this into a main line, a specially installed, basically tube into the blood lines instead of doing the normal thing that you would do for most people, which is just to find a vein and inject it through that.
Finally. Give me the blue pill.
I'm sorry. I'm nosy, but not precise.
Go ahead and plug it right in. It's so easy. And painless.
Okay, but get ready to yell for your folks if I screw up.
Oh, trust me. I will.
So she just puts it into the IV
my
line.
pain just keeps getting worse. But you caught me on a good day. Max, I'm so grateful that I'm even able to hang out with you. See, I'm getting mushy. I'm already high.
You're so adorable. Do you want anything else?
Stop me if I'm being too emo, but can you grab one of the photo albums over there? I'd like to check out some old pictures of us when we were kids.
Please. My diary is like emo ground zero. Plus, Max Caulfield does not pass up a photo op with Chloe Price. Ever.
Price is an odd last name, frankly. It's like she is the price I'll have to pay. So now I'm getting the feeling that we're not even... I've been paranoid about her trying to trick me into committing suicide, and it looks more like I'm just going to end up looking at these photos and...
So Chloe has her own photo album.
And going back in time and undoing it anyways. Which means this whole section is going to be pointless. Which I kind of suspected. A lot of sections in this game have been very pointless. The concept of the game's not bad. The implementation's been bad. Really, really bad so far.
Wouldn't be my first.
So let's just see what happens and try to move forward.
Is that okay?
Perfect. Oh my god, look how little we are there. We look like toys.
I remember that day by the lighthouse.
My dad was pissed at us. He actually tried to give us a timeout.
And you laughed at him. My dad would have banished me.
And so we can't even really look at the photos because they didn't pay animators to animate the photos. Honestly, they could have just hired some actors, like for all the photos, just hire somebody that sort of looks like Max, hire somebody that sort of looks like Chloe, and then take some photos and replace all the photo.
I'm too busy, as you can see.
Like, instead of doing this watercolor color artistic style.
We should have taken over Arcadia Bay when we had the chance.
There's still time for you.
Like, the game would be kind of cool if all the photos were real world photos and the rest of the game was this kind of odd artistic style. I don't inherently hate it, but it needs more detail. Like, you could do the same style with twice as many strands of hair, for example, and it would look a lot better, I think. And then there's just some things that are lazily done.
Busy, as you can see.
So yeah, let's just keep turning the page.
Oh man, there we are making pancakes. I love that shot of us. It's hard to believe my dad took that picture only 5 years ago.
See, that was the
It
picture
seems
the
like
dad
yesterday.
took because I didn't take a picture
wish it
in the
was.
timeline.
Me too. This photo. Maybe I could.
Listen, Max. My respiratory system is failing, and it's only getting worse. I've heard the doctors talking about it when they thought I was zonked out. So, I know I'm just putting off the inevitable while my parents suffer along, and I will too. This isn't how I want things to end.
What? What are you saying?
I'm saying that being with you again has been so special. I just wanted to feel like when we were kids running around Arcadia Bay and everything was possible, and you made me feel that way today. I want this time with you to be my last memory. You understand?
Yes, I do.
All you have to do is crank up the IV to 11.
So we can accept, we can refuse, or we can say I don't know. Here's the thing, I would have given her this other choice, but I'm not wrong about this. I'm just gonna accept. Like I've said, I don't mind assisted suicide, and in this case particularly, I don't see anything really wrong with it. Certainly may get Max thrown in jail, but I think my decisions are good. So I'm gonna say yes and let her, but I'm sure the story isn't gonna actually allow it to happen.
Chloe.
I'll just drift asleep, dreaming of us here together. Forever.
It'll be interesting to see what the choices are of other players.
Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you for following your dreams. Don't forget about me.
Never.
Now,
love
most
you,
people
Max.
probably wouldn't question this,
See you around.
so she probably doesn't need to
Sooner than you think.
rewind time and like remove her fingerprints from it. I guess you couldn't rewind time in that case. You'd have to rewind time and use some kind of something to so you don't leave fingerprints like gloves. But yeah, nobody would really question this too much. And it looks like I can... Interesting. I can look at the window. This game has that oddness to it. That there always seems to be one thing in the engine that you can still interact with. And just weird. So we're going back in time. This whole scene didn't make any difference. Now I wonder if this next section it will be interactable at all. I'm gonna see if I can push in the exact directions here as we did before and see if that just immediately works and if the puzzle's the same. So that was, for me, the lower right stick. It'd be kind of nice if this was randomized each time. The lower right stick to the lower right corner and the left stick to kind of the upper left corner. And then spin. No, now it's closer to left stick all the way on the upper right. and the right stick in the lower left at slightly different angles.
Someday Dad'll get one of them newfangled computers.
I hope the flash didn't scare you, Max. This is a keeper.
So something special about that photo, maybe.
Hey, honey. What? Oh, I didn't know you had to get groceries. Of course.
Now, will I make the graffiti?
Shit, where are my keys?
That's $1 for the flare jar.
You mean your college fund?
Is she gonna burn it?
Ha! You can't hide from me forever.
That seems like a poor choice.
And no Chloe and Max wine tasting session.
Dad.
Don't blow it, because tonight your mother promised to make us a world-famous salmon surprise with chocolate cake for dessert. Max, you'll be here too, right?
She's never leaving.
That makes all of us.
This is an odd part of the story to be broken up between 2 episodes.
Max, you are being so fucking strange. Like you're never gonna see us again.
Chloe, I'm so sorry. I tried to make things different for you. I did try. I'm sorry.
I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but come on. You have made things different, like my whole life. You're my best friend. I've got you and a great family. What's to be sorry for? We'll be best friends forever. And when we grow up, we're taking over the world.
There's many different ways.
Happens, I want you to be strong. Even if you feel like I wasn't there for you. Because I will never abandon you, Chloe. I'll always have your back. Always.
Like, why didn't she write a letter to herself and tell her not to abandon her friend for 5 years? So all the photos, we've seen this cutscene, all the photos are going to go back, and the stepfather is going to be in the picture. Although, maybe we'll be on a 3rd timeline. Arguably, no matter what, we're still probably going to be on a 3rd timeline. Some small thing is going to be changed. And so the car crash is now Chloe and Rachel Amber, maybe? Some of these photos weren't in the cutscene before, obviously. What are they moving a piece of wood upstairs for? Oh, it's that graffiti art that they did. So I think I did change things a little bit, but not enough.
Chloe, you're alive. Yes.
Oh yeah, now you suddenly want to kiss me? You had your chance.
I'm so glad you're here.
You sound high, but thanks for the morning grope. Since we were up all night playing CSI Arcadia Bay, I was still spaced out here trying to put all this info together.
See, now we need to
Max,
get
did you
more
forget we've
information.
done over this? I hope you weren't messing around with time while I was sleeping.
Not anymore. I'm just spaced out too.
Welcome back to the real world, Max. I don't think I can ever tell Chloe about what happened.
Yeah, there's a lack of honesty here. Well, just full disclosure, which I would probably call the honesty, and then. So we got all this information, and in episode 3, it all seemed to be pointless information and not helpful at all. But maybe now they're gonna decode it in some way and have some information. We know. We're still in a cutscene. We can't get up. I don't think. We're listening to the music. See, episode 3 should have really ended with me choosing whether to kill her or force her to stay alive, or say I don't know. That should have been the final choice. That's going to probably be the biggest, most dramatic choice we make for a while. And if it had just faded to black right there, and that was episode 3, that would have been great.
Let's look at the big board and see all our pieces in the puzzle so far.
So apparently it was just not giving me the prompt. Let's see. Chloe photo. So, we never did learn about any other of the people. That was just an element that really didn't matter. And we learned more about Rachel Amber than we probably wanted to or thought. Let's see. The next thing we're looking for is stuff that looks like it's going to be at the lighthouse, honestly. And then we've got all kinds of SMS things. Justin. Who's Justin? We need to go back and look at all the text again because things probably changed again. So just start at the beginning. And there's been a ton of texting. But who's to say it's all the same? Let's see. These texts look new. So pause the screen if you really want to read this. A lot of this looks the same, but some of this also looks different. And if I thought the writers of this game were better, there could be all kinds of subtle hints. This could be like one of those movies where you have to watch it 20, 30 times, and every single time you watch it, there's something in the background that hints at something. Some line or sentence that means something different or implies that a character knew more than they were letting on. That would be really cool. But I have zero faith that that's the case here. So again, frame by frame the video. If you want to read all of this. This is way too much reading for me, frankly. Van down by the river, Chris Farley reference here. Let's see, who was this I'm talking to? This is Juliet. Justin. Who's Justin? Justin's the scaler. But I don't think Justin talked to me or texted me before. Here we have Courtney texting me some more. Let's look at Kate. So Kate's story seems like it's mostly still happening the same way. With some more texting. Warren. This episode did reference the fact that I didn't, in the previous episode, kiss Chloe. I honestly don't want to see where that storyline could have gone. It probably wouldn't have gone anywhere. I probably will never reference it again. But just, I don't feel like I want to transform their relationship so drastically from being best friends since they were 13 into lesbian lovers, I suppose. That's too drastic of a relationship change for that I feel comfortable with as far as the player of the game.
All this shit. Damn. This is a serious expose on the Prescotts. Finally.
So somebody's taking down the Prescotts. It seems.
Even Holmes and Watson didn't use every piece of information. Staying up all night is the best excuse to drink lots of coffee.
Still don't really think that 18-year-olds should be drinking coffee and smoking, but I kind of almost wonder if Chloe's not as bad as she was.
Yes, Chloe Price was here.
Like, I kind of wonder if things have changed slightly.
I feel like we're missing a major clue.
I'm so sorry, William. It's not fair you had to die twice.
Wallet.
This butterfly photo seems like 1,000,000 years ago. How much time have I altered since?
There's a decent chance, it wouldn't make the most sense, but there's a decent chance I'm gonna use that photo and just go back in time and let Chloe die.
I should have known just erasing that phone message wouldn't stop the police.
Let's see. They're asking her to come in and clear things up. They don't have anything on her, honestly, so she could probably just go, I left my car parked in there.
That snow dough always
because
makes me think of William and Chloe.
Because I was hanging out with Max, and then they could
Missing a major clue. Keep digging, Chloe.
They could probably get away with it. Frankly, I don't think the police are going to care too much about a break-in.
That's my Chloe.
Is there anything else to look here? All of these things to do slow down the game so much. And I suppose you could just run through this game and just go to the...
tell Chloe how much William cared about her.
Go to the important things. I guess that might work. I can't leave here. But you'd practically have to have a speed run walkthrough to know what the important things are.
Max, we are this close to finding Rachel.
No, you aren't. You're nowhere close. You know nothing.
So close, yet so far away. We have to do 3 main things.
Right. What things?
She's back to her regular clothes
Decipher Frank's log.
with a new shirt.
2. Get Nathan's phone to find out where he's been during the Vortex Club parties with Kate and Rachel. And see whatever hidden shit he's got in his messages.
3. Beat Stepdouche Dan until he tells us about Frank, Nathan, and the dark room. Too bad I don't have a gun anymore.
Yes, that's the solution. We'll have to do this on our own.
Dude, at least let me kick his ass, then rewind. Fine, whatevs. It's your power.
Which I can't waste on shit like that. Or Blackwell would be in big trouble.
You didn't even let me take that money to pay Frank off.
And I'm glad. We have to be better than that.
So they're very much referencing our
get busy in the
choices
garage
from
to
the
see what dirt
previous
you can dig up.
episode.
I'm gonna cyberstalk some names and see where that leads. Or to who. And be careful of Stepcrack. Unless you want to hang out with him after you stood up for his ass yesterday.
Oh, please.
So a lot of references to
I
decisions I
can't abuse
made.
this level of my rewind power. It's way too dangerous, and I need to navigate the present without messing up the past.
So our objectives, have they been laid out fairly in front of us now? I must go downstairs and investigate David. And we have a new thing from Mom. Let's see. Let's see. Maxine, what the heck is going on up there? Are they doing military tests or something? You're right in the eye of the storm. Yes, I even killed my plant, Lisa. I'm sorry, sweetie. Get another. One plant was stressful enough. Now back to the books. Talk soon, lady. So, there's your reference to the fact that I killed the plant.
Oh no. That poor little bird has been trapped in here.
So that's... Wait a minute. Didn't I release a bird already? I guess that was a different bird.
This might be the last poster advertising Arcadia Bay after tomorrow night.
Maybe this house is just constantly trapping birds in it. The people don't seem to care that much. I would be very focused on getting a bird out of my house. But instead it seems like they've opted to just have us go through a section of the gameplay again, which we've already done. See, I guess I can search and open the cabinet too. And we'll need to open the window first before we scare the bird. And sadly now we are an hour and a half into this episode. And really we're just starting. This game's way too slow. And frankly, it's broken up in the wrong way. This is yet again another prime example. Like almost every example of episodic releases of games, or having games that the main story is continued through DLC. Almost every single example I've ever played has done it so badly and so cheaply that I can't even think of a good example of an episodic release. If this was just one game and they just broke up the chapters like you normally would if you were writing a game or a book or a movie, it would play a lot better. But because you told me that there was an artificial break after I found out that Chloe was in a wheelchair, oh, by the way, that whole section of gameplay didn't matter one bit. And because you told me that was the artificial break, the more impactful decision, whether I killed her or helped her commit suicide or didn't, now is just this unimportant action that didn't really matter. And it's just the first act in a story that's going to have really nothing to do with that. Anyways, we've done it again. That's it for this episode. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.